Happy Vlogmas Day 1, December the 1st, and...
Hello.
I told him he had to come and say hello to you, so there he is.
What is it? Happy
Vlogmas Day 1.
Vlogmas.
Vlogmas. Because you do vlogs and it's Christmas, so Vlogmas.
Okay. Happy Vlogmas Day.
1.
Why? Is there more than one, like?
Yeah, we've got 24 to do.
24?
Yeah. Now, we've got a Sherlock Holmes book. I did ask him last year if he'd like to partake in a couple of the ones, but he'd never wanted to. So I might just be able to tease him to do one. Now he's on screen and you can see. Will you stop it? Oi! What's he like? So, we've got lots of things to open, and we might get him to get a bit involved. Him there. I don't know, there's the camera. Him there, you.
Where?
You there.
Oh, me? We'll have a watch it then.
We might get him to do a bit of acting. Yeah?
To be.
No, not that kind of to
Or
be.
not.
Sherlock Holmes. So we'll catch you later.
Okay.
Bye. Merry Vlogmas. Merry Vlogmas. This is what happens when you have a deaf cat. You could jump around and she wouldn't even know Christmas is coming. And this is the impact of Storm Arwen on our conservatory glass. Fortunately, it's double layered, so the stones haven't gone through onto the bottom glass. Got somebody coming to sort it out. I've still got last year's advent calendar, and what I've decided is that I'm going to offer that to the first person who can give me their name and address by emailing me to this email address here, or going below where the email address is, listing where it says show more, it's got my email address, and if they contact me and give me their address, I will pop it in tomorrow's post to send to you. If you're in another country, that's fine. It might take a lot longer to reach you, but I'm happy to post it to you. If you're in England or Ireland or Scotland, you might get it by the end of the week. So as I say, this is the new one, but I have got the old one I can send off. Right, so the first one that we're going to read is Season's Greetings. So before we start on the next advent calendars, before we do the Beyond the Pink Door and the caboodle one and the treehouse one, because one of them's a treehouse, I shall do a Sherlock Holmes one. I shall read our first Sherlock Holmes, and there you go. This is the Sherlock Holmes advent calendar. Right, now I've just had a quick read of this because I didn't know what it was about, and you've got to get your intonations right. And it's called Season's Greetings. Season's Greetings. Here is Lord Fitzwalter, Mr. Holmes, said the butler in his sonorous tones that one would expect of a man of his age and standing. We haven't touched a thing. We found him this morning, as you see him now, lying slumped over his desk, his cheek resting on a pile of Christmas cards, which he must have written last night instead of retiring to bed. Of course he was still quite young, but alas, even the young are not invincible. Young Lord Beaufort, for example, was a mere 13-year-old when he died of a blood clot in the lungs. Thank you for that piece of information, Mr. Baines, said Sherlock. Now, if you wouldn't mind recounting the course of yesterday evening's events. Well, said the butler, there are just 3 of us in the household, Lord Fitzwalter, my humble self, and the maid that his lordship brought back from a trip to Italy last year. A rather undesirable person, if you don't mind me saying, who threw herself at his lordship, I'm sure. Unfortunately, Lord Fitzwalter wasn't man enough to resist her charms. a very unpleasant affair. Lord Fitzwalter asked this person to go to the stationer's just before the shops closed in order to purchase a dozen Christmas cards and as many envelopes. It was my evening off, so she and I left the house at the same time. When I returned this morning to wake up his lordship, he failed to open the door. I was obliged to unlock it with the master key. That's when I found him dead on top of his Christmas cards. He died in his dressing gown and pyjamas, seated at his desk, which was empty except for the stack of letters, his fountain pen and his desk lamp. I'm in two minds. Should I dispatch the letters written by his lordship before he passed away? They would appear to be ready for posting, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Baines, I'm afraid I can't help you there, said Sherlock. Oh, would that be inappropriate, said Mr. Baines. Perhaps it's more fitting to consign them to the bin. Besides, there's one thing I don't understand. He must have died in the early hours of this morning, by the look of him. I've seen a body or two in my time, Mr. Holmes, and his lordship still looks positively pink. Did he really stay up all night writing those cards, do you think? I very much doubt it, Mr. Baines. We should contact Scotland Yard immediately. Ha! Now who killed Lord Fitzwalter? We have yet to find out at the end. Hi everybody, it's Vlogmas Day 1. You've probably just seen a few pieces before this. It's time to open. Let me take my coat off because I've been to the post office. It's flipping freezing. I bought myself a new, I'll show you this, new gilet. A new gilet, Marks and Spencer's. I wanted the one without the hood, but it was all I had left. And it's a Marks and Spencer's one. I've got a side pocket there, and I think the hood is detachable, but I like the fact that it's got a hood, especially to keep you warm in the winter. What with that and my mask, nobody will know who the heck I am. Right, well, it's time to open the advent calendars. Now I've just shown you the Jackie Lawson one. I've only shown you the day 1. There are other parts to it. If you know, as I said yesterday, with games and things. If you want to know a bit more about it, I'll put a link up here to the previous video which tells you about how to get it. Not very expensive. It's about £3, £3.50 or something. Really worth spending your money on if you've got kids, especially if you've got kids. So 1, 2, 3, and this one. Sherlock. So let's start with the smallest one. The smallest one is Labels by Katie, and it's the advent calendar from Kylie and the Machine. Lovely setup. I think I told you about this in a vlog. Oh no, I've got another advent calendar as well. I'll have to go and get it. And let's see, what's the first one? There it is. Number 1, the window. So let's have a look at that. Number 1, the window. So let's open it up and see what it says. It's not easy to get your fingers through. Ooh. Number 1, and look, there's nothing there. You obviously have to break it open somehow. How do you break that open? I've obviously got to cut it, so have I got a very appropriate here. I have a Stanley knife. Bit unusual to have to use that, but I'm going to use that to cut along there, like that. And this is what they do in Australia, they do things different. Oh, something's dropped out. Oh, something's dropped out, and it is, oh, this is interesting. I've never had these before. These are 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them, and they say, it says, I'm probably thinking about sewing. And we've got 3 of those. Aren't they cute? And on the other side, there's nothing on the other side. but they're open, the ones like that. Isn't that lovely? They're pale blue and koala. Oh, a little koala bear. So that was that one. I'm going to put that, I'm going to have to lay those to one side. So that was your Kylie and the Machine one. Labels by Katie. Luxury woven labels. And yes, I have to say, the quality of those labels are beautiful. Really nice. So that's that one. Now the next one, let's go by size. Next one is Beyond the Pink Door. And this one, this is a 12-day one. Now, a lady said to me, I must read it because she said this to me. Let me get my phone because it's on my phone. Norma Hales. Hi, Norma. When I was telling you that I had this Beyond the Pink Door, and it was only 12, there's only, it says an advent calendar, there's only 12 things in here, not the 24, because I missed out on the 24 one. I said I was going to open one every 2 days, and that would take us up to Christmas. Now Norma Hales has written a little message, and she says, sorry to have to tell you, but the 12 days of Christmas has nothing to do with Advent. The 12 days are the days starting on Christmas Day to the 6th of January, which is called Little Christmas, or Noleg Naban. Noleg Naban, which translates into Women's Christmas. Traditionally, it's the day that women are meant to be resting and being looked after because of all the work during the Christmas period. Also, it's the day to take down your Christmas decorations. Needless to say, I'm from Southern Ireland. So, hi Norma from Southern Ireland. And yes, I don't know if that's the same though, because it's not 12 days of Christmas, it's an Advent. So is that the same? I don't know. I'm not, we in England, there's not so many religious people in England as there are in Ireland, I have to confess. So I don't know, I might not, anyway, I'm going to open it because I won't be around probably for after Christmas because we're going away for a week. Anyway, I'm going to open this up now. Where's my little knife again? Because I haven't opened it yet. Oh. And inside, let me show you what's inside. Oh, nicely wrapped. Nicely wrapped. Beyond the Pink Door, again in a lovely pink tissue paper. Again, I don't like to tear it. And inside that are 12 packets, all with numbers on. So we've got to find number 1. That's number 9391. There's one. There's one. So we've got number 1. Number 1, all beautifully wrapped up. Number 1. Can you see it? Number 1. Lovely flower. And let's open it up and see what's in here. Number 1. This is from Behind the Pink Door. Beyond the Pink Door, Behind the Pink Door. Beyond the Pink Door. I think I wrote Behind the Pink Door. I'll have to change it. Beyond the Pink Door. And inside, I'm not going to look at piece of card. It's got something hard there, and then something. We have Beyond the Pink Door clips, and she has attached it to one of her cards where she writes fabric and info. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little clips on here from Beyond the Pink Door. Isn't that lovely? So that's the first one. And the next one is, where is it? My big one. Caboodle! 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 We'll open it up. And what's, oh, lots of things inside there. Can you see? Let me see if I can show you. Lots of things inside there. I don't know if I can show you. Can I show you there? Well, let you see all those things. Oh, hang on. I'll turn it down on itself. Give it like a roll neck collar. a roll neck collar. And, oh, there's lots of things in there. Look at that. This is like Santa's sack. Look at those. Can you see them all? All of them in there. Right, so. Well, we'll have to find number 1. Number 1. Number 8. Number 8. Number 15. Number 1. Number 1. Number 24. Number 2. 14. 2. This one's number 6. Oh, number 10. Then let's take that 2. 3. Ah, I found number 1. We'll put those back in because I don't want to be losing them. Right, so here is number 1. And number 1 is a little bag. So we've got lots of little bags. They've given us lots of little bags. A little bag with number 1 on. And reusable bag, which is really good. A reusable bag. And if I look inside, it's a box. Now, do you know what that might be? Pins? Oh, rather nice pins in a little box. Oh, look at this. We have got a little box of glass-headed pins, and on the other side you can see through. I'm about ready for some more pins actually. I keep losing them. And oh, it's a little box. I don't know if you can see. It's a slidey box, so you've got the lid going around there, and then this second one, this fourth one, is just a cardboard type thing, but it's an advent calendar. I don't know, I wanted to get, I just was looking on it on Amazon, came across this and thought, oh, I'll go for this. It's actually, I'll show you what it's like and you'll be able to watch when I'm doing it. It's a tree house. Don't know if you can see. So you build the tree house first, and then you've got all different things that you stick on. You pin on, you don't stick on, you slot on the card, because it's just card. This is the tree house. This is the tree house, and I've got to assemble the tree house, and then once I assemble the tree house, I will put number 1 on. And there are little cards here somewhere that make the numbers. So what I'm going to do, ooh, it's all falling off. I'm going to video me assembling this for you to watch. And so let's look at the response, what Sherlock has found. Who did you think had killed him? Was it the waiter? Was it the butler? Was it the maid? Or was it someone else? Well, here's the answer. I can only assume that the goings-on between the maid and his lordship were more serious than you knew, Mr. Baines. There could have been an argument or a parting of ways. Perhaps his lordship was planning to sack the girl, but it's equally possible their liaison had flourished and the confirmed bachelor intended to marry her. As his fiancée, she would stand to inherit his wealth. It certainly appears as if the maid— what's her name, by the way? Mr. Angelus, said the butler, as if Mr. Angelus had a motive to want to be rid of her master. His lordship's rosy cheeks are a clear indication of cyanide poisoning, and there's a gentle whiff of bitter almonds in the air, typical for Christmas fare, but also associated with cyanide. Despite the hue of his skin, Lord Fitzwalter most likely died in the late hours of yesterday evening. But how was this fast-working poison administered? Considering the fact that his lordship had locked himself in his room, there are no signs of a nightcap or supper to be found there. Do you know what? I've just sussed it out. Allow me to reconstruct the series of events, said Sherlock. Lord Fitzgerald locks the door and retires to his desk to write 12 Christmas cards. Then he addresses the envelopes and puts the appropriate card in each one. He licks the adhesive gum on the envelopes and quickly seals them one after the other in exactly the time it takes for the poison applied to the gummed envelopes to work. All at once he drops down dead. The only person who had the opportunity to commit this crime is Miss De Angelis. Unless someone else had access to the envelopes she bought. I assume you have an alibi for your evening off, Mr. Baines. Oh, it's watertight, sir. We will need to verify that, of course, but there's no time to waste. We must inform Scotland Yard at once. So there you go. That is the end of Vlogmas Day 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Today I'm wearing a jumper-y type thing. I think I've shown you it before. I bought it on Amazon. I bought it at the start of this year, possibly. Just little, they weren't too expensive, £20 or something. I'll see if they're there, if you like it. I bought this one, a green one. And no, actually I bought a grey one which I dyed green, that's it. And I've been dyeing today, so you'll see the little bits about what I've been dyeing, and they've turned out nice. You'll see what they're like tomorrow. And so yes, so I'll list below this jumper to let you see what it looks like. So that is Vlogmas Day 1 over. It's a very long one, and I've got to now go and upload it. It is now 20 to 6 in the evening. I had hoped to get this done this morning, didn't have time, so I'll upload this now and hopefully you'll get it by the evening. So I'm going to love you and leave you and catch you next time for day 2 of Vlogmas. Bye!